I'm blue, whenever my troubles are heavy. Beneath the stars, play my guitar, just like Eddie.
Hey everybody.
Hi.
I'm Emalie.
I'm Kevin.
This is VIVA Physical Media, episode
42.
42. Whoa.
Man, that's a lot of episodes.
Too many.
I'm going to go delete some of the shittier ones off of YouTube right now.
Oh, man.
There's too many episodes. Actually, there was a guy in here just before we started recording.
And he was like, you guys have too many
So
episodes.
like, you have too many episodes. I think you should have fewer episodes.
Oh, no.
No, he was like, hey, I just wanted to say I really love your YouTube show.
Yeah.
He said it got me through a lot of rough patches during
my God.
during all this pandemic. So
That's really nice.
yeah. So we help people.
And by watching us, you're also helping people.
And I didn't get his name, but if you're watching, thanks.
Should we point out that we're filming by ourselves?
Yeah, Rich is out of town due to some
Some family stuff.
stuff, and so he is in Pennsylvania right now.
Nice. So we are filming this by ourselves with no camera, no director.
Yeah, there's nobody telling us.
There's what to do.
Yeah, normally Rich is back there, reading, like he's like feeding us our lines because this is all scripted.
Rich is like fucking Kubrick. Like he's making sure every little. I mean, he kind of is when it comes to like making sure everything looks nice.
He's gonna be flipping out. This is not.
He's gonna be. This looks like this is a mess. I was saying we could do it because a lot of like teenage influencers do this without people behind the camera.
And if teens can do it, we can.
Totally. What if we memorized a TikTok dance and did it on FIFA? Let us know in the comments if you think that's a good idea. Got a new sweatshirt on.
I do. I got a couple new hoodies. I got a gray one and a blue one. Yeah, that's pretty exciting.
So that's been up. Movie-wise, I just watched The Northman, which is fucking cool.
Yeah.
More movies should just be cool, you guys.
Bjork should be in that movie more and just be in movies more.
There should be more naked corpse horse statues and more Alexander Skarsgård just being there.
Yeah.
And then I also watched Crimes of the Future. It reminded me a lot of Existenz, which is one of my favorite Cronenberg movies, in the way of the kind of sci-fi futuristic, anticipate the human's needs and what that can do to you. There's a weird like fleshy chair that anticipates what muscles are gonna hurt when you sit in it, and so it's like constantly moving.
Oh my God,
and while it was happening, my like neck was really hurting, so I was like sitting and I was like, I know this is like bad because I know like nothing goes right in this, but I'm like, what if I had that chair? Would it feel nice?
I want that chair right now.
But why does it have to look like flesh? Riddle me this, you guys.
Well, you see, David Cronenberg, he's a filmmaker. He's not like a designer. So like if.
But he kind of is.
But I mean, that what they could do is take that technology. If they invent technology, they don't have to make it look like flesh. They could just make it look like a chair.
Yeah. But maybe it does
weird.
have to look like flesh to emulate the tendons of your body and to more likely anticipate it.
I don't think
There's
it
a
has to look
science
like
behind
it.
this. I think it does now. I've talked myself back around, and I do think it has to look like flesh. We're having a parking lot sale pretty soon.
Yeah.
Do you know the date of that off the top of your head?
July 9th. Same poster that Will did last year, but with new dates. Plus, everybody loved this poster design so much that we are going to have like posters of this and T-shirts.
Oh, tight.
And I think the T-shirts are going to have the image on the front, and then on the back it'll have like the a key, because it's all these different movie references.
Come to our parking lot.
Come to our parking lot, hang out, buy some stuff. I'll be there.
I'll be camping. But I'll be there in spirit.
I'll just be there.
Kevin will just be there.
All together. Operation Bigfoot is still ongoing, so check out operationbigfoot.com, which you got a link to below. Leo's been posting update videos on here, so give those a look.
Come into the store, rent some Bigfoot movies.
Yep.
We have a wide variety.
And
hopefully it'll be growing.
That's the point. That's up to you. That's up to everybody who supports Operation Bigfoot.
So make the right decision.
So make the right decision and help us out with Operation Bigfoot.
July 28th, we have a special screening of 1991's Bingo, dog movie that we went over in one of our earlier episodes. It's going to be at the Beacon Cinema in Columbia City, Seattle. Make it down if you can. I think tickets are on sale now.
Tickets went on sale today. They're definitely going to be. I have 2 boxes of bingo
cards,
trading cards.
There might be other stuff. There will be other stuff.
There will. Look, I'm going to say, because Tommy put it in the thing.
Yeah.
Because I told him
There will be.
there's gonna be bingo.
Bingo.
We're gonna make bingo cards.
I think it's just something you got to see for yourself, and what better way to do it than drinking beers at the Beacon, I think.
Because then, like, you can also be part of the group of people who, when you describe the movie Bingo to people, you sound like an insane person.
Yeah, you can join us there.
There you go. I got the new sweatshirt, so that's about it.
That's about it. That's.
New hood. Now, I haven't watched any new movies this week, but I did get.
I had to point out that new hoodie.
Okay. It's good, right?
It's good.
All right. Well, let's get on with the show.
Okay. Do we have to stop it now?
We do. Well, should I keep that part in?
Yeah. Probably. Mailbag. Welcome to Mailbag, where you can mail us something and we'll reach in our bags and read it to you out loud.
Is that a scene in Crimes of the
Where
Future
they
too?
reach in a bag?
They've got like they reach into their bags and they pull out mail.
Yeah, you mean like a
futuristic
flesh
mailman?
zipper in their stomachs and then they open it and lick inside? Yeah, maybe that happens.
Does a mailman come by and go like, "Oh, hello," and reach into his stomach and pull out the mail?
If you guys are an artist or an animator, please just create that scene. You can email us, viva@scarecrow.com, or you can send us mail, 5030 Roosevelt Way, Northeast Seattle, Washington, 98105, or drop shit off at the store. We got one here from Andre.
We got one.
We got it!
We got one!
It's titled, like it's a story, Oakland Video Store. I'm gonna start reading all of these like poems. All right. Hey, Kevin. If you find yourself in the Bay Area in California, be sure to check out Video Room on Piedmont Avenue. I used to live down the street from there. Also close by is the Fenton's Creamery. Amazing ice cream joint, which was featured in Pixar's Up. Do a side-by-side and you'll see it. I haven't been back there in a very long time to see if the movie theater is still there on Piedmont. I saw Shoot 'em up there and it was a great experience. Emily, how many times have you revisited Hobgoblins and why is it so life-changing? I stand by my Animaniacs origin surrounding the Hobgoblins, security guard, and weird vault thing that keeps them in prison until they are inevitably released. Well, Andre, you sound like a crazy person to anyone who wasn't you, me, and Nick Mars watching Hobgoblins that one time. But I've never revisited it because I didn't love it as much as both of you guys did. I do also stand by your Animaniacs origin, even though I don't fully remember it, just because it sounds so absolutely bonkers that I support it. And then he says this is to both of us. Hope to see y'all at bingo later. Well, yeah, we're going to be hosting it. So you'll see. Yeah.
Well, I mean, as long as if he can make it, I think.
Oh.
I think he means like hope to see you.
Why did I read it in the way that was like, I hope you guys can make it to bingo? And I was like, we're hosting it.
I think Andre's saying like he hopes he can make it. To bingo.
I hope you can make it too, Andre.
We absolutely do.
And we will be there. Sure.
We'll definitely be there.
Will there be bingo?
Well, that's
We are committing to it. It'll happen.
Committed, yeah,
will it be the best bingo you've ever played? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Fucking will be. Andre, who doesn't write as often as he should.
Thanks, Andre. But we
Thank
see you in real life.
Yeah, we see you more than
so.
other people who write in, so it evens out.
Also, what we got, and this isn't strictly to Viva, but we got some movies mailed into us from some filmmakers. And some like indie movies. And let's see, let's start with this one. And this is from Jeffrey Garcia, who had sent us a movie last time. I just kept the box because I liked it.
This is a cool box. You should reuse it.
Spray painted the box silver. It's pretty cool. Jeffrey Garcia had sent us a movie last year, and I will read his letter this time. It says, "Hello, my name is Jeffrey Garcia. Last year, 2021, I donated a VHS copy of my feature film Henrietta and Her Dismal Display of Affection, which I watched and I talked about a little on here, and I would like to donate a VHS copy of my new movie, Bubblegum, to your store. Please place both tapes together in the free rental section. Please take photos of Bubblegum on your shelf and send to his email address. Thank you and have a good day." And here's his new movie, their new movie they made, Bubblegum. I think they're kind of like a filmmaking collective down there.
I like how it looks aesthetically.
Yeah, and they make these movies that, well, I'll read the thing. It says, warning,
Tape's
graphic
cool.
violence, nudity, and language. Bubblegum, this is a quote, "Bubblegum is cheap, offensive, and indecent, and couldn't come at a better time," from Film Threat. This is limited edition, 20 out of 25.
Oh, dang.
Shot on video. World's greatest used car salesman, Teddy Bupkis, and his 13-year-old girlfriend, Daphne, are on the run after a failed assassination attempt on his ex-wife leaves two targets of a homicidal sexually frustrated detective and a psychopathic crack dealer. So
This is like some John Waters shit.
yeah, or what's that guy, Gregoraki or something, you know, like the early Gregoraki stuff where it's like, you know, really pushing buttons.
Yeah.
You know, over-the-top soap opera thriller hybrid. Says Search My Trash, which I assume is a website or
That sounds cool. I want to
reviewers.
check out Search My Trash.
But thank you again, Jeffrey, for sending this in. Thanks for the other movie, and yeah,
We'll take a picture of that and send it to you.
Absolutely. And the other one we got is a movie called Ultimate World, a film by Spencer Lucas and Nathaniel Hendricks, and it says on the back, a hangout film for people who like to be alone.
Cool.
And sent a letter. I'm gonna read it. Dear Scarecrow Video, hello, my name is Nathaniel Hendricks. I'm a filmmaker in Austin, Texas, and in 2017 I co-directed this low-budget feature called Ultimate World with my friend Spencer Lucas. This year we self-produced our own Blu-rays. It's a surreal comedy about an ex-couple living out the end of their lease. It's a shaggy dog hangout film that floats somewhere between the somber moments of quietude and goofy pastiches. One scene references The Laughing Woman, 1969.
That is a
movie.
good one.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Another scene is
Cool
just
reference, too. Like,
right?
Okay.
Right, deep
tight.
cut. Another scene is just a man giving a slideshow presentation trying to prove his life has worth and meaning. Something for everyone. I had the supreme honor of working at Vulcan Video here in Austin from 2017 to its tragic closing at the start of the pandemic in 2020. We were lucky enough to capture this sacred spot for one brief scene toward the end of our film.
Aww.
For me, my idea of success was seeing a copy of our film on the shelf at your local video store. Unfortunately, it can't happen at Vulcan anymore, or I Love Video, which also closed during the pandemic. It would be a dream come true for our film to be on the shelves at Scarecrow Video. And thanks so much. If you'd like to follow up, my email is... I'm not going to say it's written down here. Be Kind Rewind, Nathaniel Hendricks and Spencer Lucas. And they sign it and stuff.
Cute.
And,
This will go on our shelves.
And this
Yeah.
is definitely going on our shelves. Both of these are going to be in our new to the store section at first, and then
And then they'll move to local.
Or to not local, but they'll rent for free. But they'll be in whatever, probably comedy and.
Oh yeah, I guess it would
sounds
be
like
local.
a comedy or drama or something.
I would probably put it in a comedy because it's probably a dramedy if it's like kind of like Duplassy, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It says following the footsteps of indie auteurs like Jim Jarmusch and Richard Linklater before veering off to forge a path of its own. Look at this. There's like a book, and it's like got pictures from the making of the movie.
That's so cute.
It's got this dog on the back that's adorable.
Whoa, who's he?
Written by somebody, and it has like it's Quentin Norris. It's his bio here, but there's a picture of a dog. So we don't know who this dog is.
If you're watching this,
I haven't read this whole
tell
thing,
us about this dog.
Yeah, absolutely. Seriously.
Let's give credit where credit's due.
Spencer Lucas or Nathaniel Hendricks, if you're watching this, we want to look. I'm gonna watch your movie.
Yeah, look, we got it. We'll watch everything,
this.
but we also want to know who this dog is.
About this dog on the back of this book. But this is great. I love it. Little the DVD. Don't forget to send us your videos if you have some your own movies that you want.
Yeah, we'll put them on the shelf.
We will for sure put them on
For
the shelf.
fuck's sake, we'll put them on the shelf. Send us your questions, recommendations. If you want us to recommend anything, or if you just want to say hi, tell us what you like about the show or video store experiences.
Yeah.
Whatever, man.
Yeah.
Mailbag. Gaga. How are you wearing your hoodie? I'm overheating.
I just wanted to show off my new hoodie.
I know.
It was a little hot. So I usually don't have my picks aren't usually themed, but they are this time, and it's because my beloved car was killed like a month ago.
R.I.P. We'll put a picture up of the car.
Oh yeah, I'll put a picture up of the car if I can have a picture of it before it was killed, but I'll definitely put up the kill below. If you want to hear me whine about my car accident, you can message me privately or whatever, and I will gladly complain to you about how some fucking moron rear-ended my car while I was at a stoplight, and then now I don't have that car. Also, I'm going on a trip soon, which I announced last time, and
if you missed it for some reason, Kevin's leaving.
I'm leaving.
But it's okay. The show must go on, and it will.
Go on. We're starting our trip before we go overseas. We're going on a road trip around America, just at the perfect time when gas is the most expensive it's ever been. In honor of that, I was like, I want to talk about some of my favorite a couple of my favorite road movies, and just favorite car movies. And this is probably my favorite car movie. One of my favorite movies of all time. And previously, our friend Jensen Ward had talked about it briefly on like a, don't take my word, don't take our word for it.
Which we still would like to get some of those if you guys want to send them.
Absolutely, send us. Yeah, it's such a good movie. I gotta double dip on it. So I'm talking, of course, about the great Lane Blacktop.
I've never seen it.
Directed by Monte Hellman. Oh, really? Mm-mm. It's one of the great like existential road movies. There's not a ton to talk about this movie. It's James Taylor and Dennis Wilson play the driver and the mechanic. Those are their names. It's very like spare.
Yeah.
And they're just two guys who are like in their 55 Chevy cruising around, making money, getting into races when they can, and they just are emotionless. And they're not great. They're not like great actors in this, but they're not expected to do anything. They just have to look stoic, essentially. It's
the car that's the real star.
It is. Right? When they're driving, you only hear the noise of the car, and they never say anything to each other except stuff about the car. They run into a girl who's just the girl, who's Laurie Bird. She kind of shakes things up a little bit. It's sort of like, is this a... She would be the catalyst of any drama that's within there.
Just passing through.
LP's truck was worse. He wouldn't even be up in the morning before he wanted to smoke up a joint. He was supposed to go to the Grand Canyon, but he kept getting stoned and pulling out to the side of the road.
One of the catalysts. The other catalyst is Warren Oates, who shows up as this guy called GTO. There's like a bit of a class thing going on a little here or something.
Yeah.
These guys are the real car heads, right? The gearheads. And then this guy shows up, and he's some fucking rich guy who won't shut the fuck up about his like fancy GTO that he's got.
She'll do a quarter of a mile, 13.40. Performance and image, that's what it's all about. It's a mighty fancy automobile. I bought her in Bakersfield, California. I was testing jets at the time. Well, it got so I wasn't getting enough action on the ground. You know what I mean?
And he keeps going like, well, let's race across the country. So they agree to race across this certain thing, across the country for like pink slips, very much like a mood.
Yeah.
Is like Lane Blacktop, and I can't recommend it enough. I think it's Monte Hellman's masterpiece, and he did a bunch of really great stuff.
What else has he done?
He did a couple like westerns, The Shooting and Riding the Whirlwind, that Jack Nicholson wrote for Corman.
Monte Hellman.
Another great Warren Oates movie called Cockfighter that I think just was released on Blu-ray from Shout Factory from 1971. It's just one of the great road movies too. Just like it's just a car on the road, and it's just, I don't know I love just like driving.
Yeah.
And so it like really this like really works for me, and it's like again it's like very very spare. It's got one of the great endings of any movie. I think one of those you got to see it to
feel the vibe.
Yeah, Rudy Wurlitzer, who also wrote Paul Walker, or he wrote Alex Cox's
Paul Walker.
He wrote Alex Cox's Walker, starring Ed Harris, which is a very strange movie.
I haven't seen that either. Damn.
And he wrote one of my favorite post-apocalypse movies directed by Jim McBride called Glenn and Randa. Kind of a road movie of a sort, but there's no cars. It's like them wandering across a wasted America. So Lane Blacktop. Can't recommend it enough.
Check it out. My theme last episode was Sinful Sunday, and it was bad teen friends. And this theme now is more just coming of age movies. Okay. They're not bad girls. First one is In Bloom. This one is from 2013, directed by Nana Ektimishvili. I don't think I said it right. Ektimishvili. And Simon Grob.
Gross. It says here gross.
It was that weird bee. That weird bee that I guess is an S. Yeah. Rich was here. He'd know what it was called. He would know what it was called.
Like, it's called this.
Well. They're a husband and wife duo, and they directed a movie called My Happy Family that was supposed to be really good too, that I've actually never seen. Filmed and set in Georgia, not the state, the country. Set in the early 90s after Georgia's separation, kind of revolution apart from the Soviet Union and during their civil war, where there was a bunch of civil unrest. And it follows these two girls, these two 14-year-old girls, BFFs. One girl is named Natia and one is Eka. They just kind of navigate their family and their relationships and school and all of this against the backdrop of all this poverty and civil unrest. It kind of just goes through their lives in a very like real kind of vibe. Eka is bullied a lot. Her father's in jail. She kind of spends her time either in her house just with her mom. She kind of has a spacious house and she's like just with her mom, or she just follows Natia around, and Natia lives in a crowded home with her parents who are constantly like fighting. Her dad's like an alcoholic and she just like wants to get out. One day a boy who likes Nadia gives her a gun and is like, I'm gonna go off to war. You should keep this gun.
اصراری
شنیه شکر
چه میگم؟
خواب آمد
نم دولیه
نو بشینی آره عادت نیم مایت کندست رایت سیرخته تاوی رو دایید سورم آقا داره سر بود
And here's one bullet, you could protect yourself with this because I know like shit's bad out there. And she's like, okay, so now these two girls have this gun that they're like, well, we can protect ourselves with it. Nadia gives Eka the gun because she's being bullied. And then Nadia gets bride kidnapped. Do you know what bride kidnapped is?
I don't. I mean,
It's what it sounds like.
Okay.
It's a terrible thing. That I guess still happened and probably still happens, where basically a group of guys or like the family of a male can just like kidnap a woman and be like, you're now married to me, basically. And I guess it still happened common enough in this culture in the 90s.
Wow.
So she is bride kidnapped by this guy and she's 14 years old. And then shit goes down and the gun needs to be in use. And I'm not going to like give away the end of it. Selected as Georgia's best foreign language film entry for the Academy Awards, and neither of these girls had done any acting before. But it's so like naturalistic and they're so great at it. As kind of depressing as this is, it's also just like a very interesting look at a culture that I wasn't very familiar with, but then you can kind of see the familiarity of just like the female friendship and the bonds and just like the coming of age throughout. Oh. So yeah, it was a good discovery. So yeah, check out In Bloom. You got something coming up, some more road movies?
I do. So keeping with my theme of 70s sort of art road movies, I picked my two favorite road movies by Wim Wenders.
Nice.
Alice in the Cities and Kings of the Road. Yeah, these are both just awesome, meandering, I guess, road movies. Have you seen any of these?
I've seen Alice in the Cities.
Okay, you haven't seen Kings of the Road, though? Mm-hmm. Okay. So Alice in the Cities, I'll start with that one then. Because that was the first one. But I think it was like his Wim Wenders' fourth movie. And Wenders he's made a lot of road movies. Most people probably put like Paris, Texas as like their favorite of his road movies. And he also did like Until the End of the World is also a road movie.
I haven't seen that one either.
It's very long. Wings of Desire, not a road movie, but also great. So Wenders, good guy. But
a good guy that
Alice in the Cities is basically about a German guy who's in America, and he runs into and there's Rudiger Vogler, who's in both of these movies, and he runs into like a woman who's from Germany.
Wollen Sie nicht mit uns zusammen warten? Ich weiß nicht, wie ich sonst aushalten soll.
kann ich schon machen. Aber ich bin nicht sehr unterhaltsam.
Von mir aus können sie auch stumm sein.
Who has like a daughter, and somehow he ends up in the care of this little girl. And so he has to take her back to Germany, and then it's a road movie of him and this little girl, because her mom just, like, basically they're driving around trying to figure out where her grandmother lives, and she's, you know, a
it's like
little girl.
Like Paper Moon vibes.
It is Paper Moon vibes, and that's interesting you bring that up, because during the production, or right when they were about to start filming, Wenders found out about Paper Moon. It was around the same time they were making Paper Moon, and I think Paper Moon was going to be out before that. Paper Moon, another one of my favorite road movies.
Great movie.
And he was like, fuck, and he read about it, and he was like, that's the same movie. I'm not going to make my movie. I can't make my movie. And but he already had financing, and he talked to Sam Fuller about it, the great filmmaker Sam Fuller, and Sam Fuller was like, you already have money for the movie, you got to make a movie. With Fuller, they broke down the script again and sort of
made sure it was
rewrote
different.
Yeah, I rewrote it in a way that would be like, okay, it's different. It's different enough, and it is totally different. And anyways, even if it wasn't different enough, it's interesting. You could watch both of them.
It's different view. It's different lenses.
You're not gonna get the same experience from Alice in the Cities as you are from Paper Moon.
Like Wim Wenders and Bogdanovich are not the same.
And Sam Fuller was essentially like, you already have money for a movie,
yeah.
Then you make a movie.
Yeah.
Which is like, they give you money to make a movie, make a movie. And this one is probably my favorite of the two, is Kings of the Road, and again, Rutger Vogler is one of the guys, and also it stars Hans Zischler. In this one, Vogler plays a guy who's driving around Germany, and he's projector repairman. So he's got this big truck, and he's driving all over Germany. And this movie's pretty long. It's over 3 hours long.
Damn.
And he's driving all around Germany fixing projectors at old theaters all over the country. So it's sort of a bit about how, like, these cinemas are dying out and this and that. And both of these are in, like, stark black and white. At some point, like, he's out, and this guy... And Rutger gets him out of there, and then he's like, well, can I go with you? And then they end up being these two guys who have nothing in common, really, driving around the country together, listening to music on his little portable record player. Sort of hanging out. It's not the same as Lane Blacktop, but it's more of a mood. It does come to like some loggerheads at the end of the movie, like when these two guys sort of start like arguing and stuff. But like Alice in the Cities, I think eventually they started mostly improvising things, and Wenders says like throughout the script. And I think this one, both of these are filmed in chronological order. I think they didn't have a script for this. It was just sort of like on the day. They're like, okay, now
this is what we need to talk. Yeah.
And the production was mobile, so they were like,
They were doing a road trip.
They were doing a road trip as they filmed the movie. It's one of the only movies I've ever seen where you watch a man take an entire shit unbroken in a field.
Oh my god. Cool.
And there's a whole story about that on the making of here.
Was it real? Did he actually take a shit?
Oh, it's real, yeah.
Unsimulated shit.
It's unsimulated poop in the Kings of the Road. Both these Wim Wenders road movies, Alice in the Cities and Kings of the Road, I can't recommend more.
Buckle up. My next movie is another queer coming of age movie called Pariah. Directed by Dee Rees, from 2011. This movie has like the best opening because it opens with a quote from Audre Lorde, and then immediately we see Lee, who is our main character, at this lesbian strip club, and that song "My Neck and My Back" starts playing. Do you know that song? And I'm not gonna sing it for you,
Yes,
but you
I
should. Okay. We're not singing it for you. You guys know the song. Anyways, that's feminism, basically. she's like riding the bus home with her friend, and she starts changing into like a more feminine outfit on the bus, and then that's when we realize she's not out yet to her parents, and she has to kind of put on this facade.
Got me down, running around, chasing after the wrong crowd.
She lives at home with her parents. They're a straight-laced, conservative black family. And she is hiding the fact that she is pretty sure she's a lesbian, and she's going to high school, and she has one friend named Laura who doesn't go to high school anymore but is very much open and in the community, and she's kind of just like navigating her identity when it comes to what being straight looks like to her family and people at school, and what being gay looks like in the only gay community that she's seen, which is her friend Laura's friends. And she doesn't really feel comfortable in either place. And her dad's a detective, and he's kind of just really absent, cheating on her mom, and her mom is like very, very strict and kind of doing everything she can to push back on her daughter's queerness.
I don't like that young lady that you run around with.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay, and tie up your head. It's your head.
She eventually tells Lee she has to stop hanging out with her friend Laura, and she has to hang out with this, her coworker's daughter, I think her name is Benny, because she is, you know, very feminine, straight-A student. But it also turns out that Benny is also queer, so she kind of gets her eyes open to another view of like her sexuality. Like, it doesn't always have to be put in this one box. So she like starts listening to like rock music and like dressing a little differently, and she's like, oh, maybe I'm more comfortable doing this. And so this movie's all about her just kind of trying to come to terms with her sexuality and what the pressure to be straight looks like and what the pressure to be a lesbian looks like, all while eventually building up to coming out to her parents. And it's like a super emotionally raw movie, very realistic and beautiful cinematography. It's also really funny. Like, there's one scene, she's only 17 and her friend's 18, so she gets her friend to go buy her. She's like, I think I need to get a strap-on, like, to be a lesbian. Like, go get me a strap-on. And her friend comes back with this strap-on it's like a small, like, white dick.
I didn't have time for all of that. And plus, the brown ones were too big for you anyway.
It's not funny.
Yeah, you gotta take it back. I can't take it back. No, here's the receipt. Yo, I'm not going back in there. One time was embarrassing enough.
So there's like little moments like that that bring some lightness to it. It's pretty funny. It's a 2011 Sundance Cinematography Award too. It looks beautiful. Okay. Criterion put it out, so you know it's fucking good. Pariah is a good coming of age movie that I feel like no one's really talked about much. So check it out. Kevin, who let the dogs out?
Whoever let this dog out should have maybe put it back in,
or at least added some more finishing touches to the final product. Of course, we're talking about the iconic Love on a Leash. So based on this cover alone, first off, I thought it was going to be very much like kind of like a Lifetime, like Hallmark movie vibes.
No, and I think it's going for that, but
with like $5.
It ends up being more of a Neil Breen Birdemic vibe than a Hallmark movie vibe, right from the start.
Yeah, very much like Tommy Wiseau's Fluke.
It really is. Wow. And in case you're wondering, love at first bark, it says here. And it is about a dog who wants to marry a lady.
So we don't get
lady who wants to marry a dog, sort of. I want to talk about how the movie starts, which is just this dog running around this sort of park by a lake. I put in the DVD and it started up, and there was no sound, no music or sound effects or sound or anything. And I was like, that's weird. It's also on Tubi, and I was like, maybe the DVD is messed up. And so I popped on the Tubi one, And nope, that also does not have sound at the beginning. I'm like, all right, this is just how this movie is. So I put the DVD back on because I'm, you know, Viva Physical Media. There's no sound at all
until all of a sudden you hear a guy.
You see the picture, you see the shot of the dog, and you hear a guy go,
"Where is everybody? Where are the ladies at?"
We see this dog run around and try to find chicks, and he makes his way to like a stream, like a babbling brook type thing, and all of a sudden these little digital like sparkles come out of it, and there's another voiceover that is the stream talking.
Come back. Find a girl.
Girl?
If she only loves you, you may have a chance.
Find a girl? That's my specialty.
You're going to have to stay a dog forever unless you can find true love, basically.
Right.
And so what we haven't seen, the context before all this happened, is this guy turned into a dog.
It's like a dog Prince situation.
Which is funny because the dog's name is Prince, but the dog's real name is Alvin Flang.
My name is Alvin Flang.
And that gets brought up like twice.
He spies a girl.
Oh, she is the one.
Oh, honey, look around you. There are no real men.
Jana Camp.
Jana Camp, who his character is named
Lisa.
Lisa.
That's my mom's name.
But if you look on IMDb, it doesn't have all the cast on the IMDb listing, and it lists her name and her character's name as Jana.
When they made this movie, they just like got tired and didn't finish a lot of things, and then were just like, just fucking put it out.
Because the opening scene with no music or sound is not the last time there's no music or sound.
Just throughout the movie,
random scenes.
Throughout the movie, random scenes, there will be no music or no sound.
So he sees Jana Camp, and he like starts bothering her, follows her home or something, right? And she basically like goes like, "I'll take this random golden retriever in." And
because she's having a bad time with love herself.
Right. So she's like, "I like this dog, I guess." I looked up her filmography, and I was like,
I forgot.
And I was like, just to see, and it was some TV stuff and stuff I haven't seen, except for one thing. I talked about at Christmas time in the movie Invasion USA. And I specifically talked about this scene where the family in suburbia gets attacked by these terrorists or whatever, right? The little girl who's decorating the tree is Jana Camp. She's credited as Christmas Girl, and I watched the clip.
It has to be her.
I watched the clip, and I had the freeze frame on the TV, and I was like,
"Oh, you did some."
I'm pretty. So I'm like, if it's not, like, someone please correct me. I'm 99.9% sure that she's the girl who gets rocket launchered after decorating a tree in her yard in Invasion USA.
Jana Camp is putting herself out there. We all could learn a thing or two.
All right, so now back to the romance.
So he goes to the lady's house, and the first time he goes in, and she gives him a bath. She like gets in her swimsuit and gives him a bath, and then says, "Now you can go," and then lets him back out of the house.
I'm gonna wash this dirty dog, I guess.
And then put him back on the streets.
Yeah.
And then he kind of realizes that he likes her, so he starts sticking around. Yeah. Her whole deal is she loves the color green. Her whole house is different shades of green, different green accessories. She only wears green clothes. It's funny because at first you're like, what a weird thing to decide. But then they also like comment on it.
Maybe you should wear more green.
Go away.
She works at a dress shop.
Yes.
Like a clothing store.
Where she's constantly sexually harassed by her coworker's boss.
She's introduced at her work with this like awful customer who's trying to
set her up.
Fit in a dress.
Oh yeah, her.
That like is too small for her.
And so but Lisa's like, I can't sell you that dress. It's too small.
Which I think is probably the wrong move there, Lisa.
You can't refuse to sell someone a dress. So she starts going on dates with people because she's trying to find love. And she goes on a date with this one guy who lives with his mom, and they have like dinner together.
And he has a kid.
And he like goes in the other room, and then the mom is like, I don't want anyone he dates to like have kids, so you're gonna need to get a hysterectomy, basically.
No children?
Yes. Furthermore, in order for her to not become pregnant, she must agree to have her tubes tied before the marriage.
And she's also at the same time dating
Kyle.
Kyle, her coworker, right?
Yeah.
And then there's a part where she's like dating two guys, and then her mom on the phone is like,
"You should date 4 or 5 guys at the same time, not just 2."
So she has the dog during this whole time, and the dog, or Prince is what she's calling the dog. And during this time, the dog's not really doing much. He's kind of just there. Every few scenes, he'll say a snide like comment, or he'll be like, "My butt itches," and then it'll like she'll like go to the next scene.
Ah, my ass.
She like is pretty into Kyle. Eventually, Kyle asks her to marry him, and she's like, "Wait, what?" And he's like, "It's
because he's
gay. And he doesn't want anyone to know when he wants to have a baby. So this is out of the blue." And she's like, "I don't think I can do that, Kyle." And he's like, "You have to marry me. You'll be saving my life." And it's like this whole dramatic thing. And eventually she just says no, I guess. The tonal shift was so insane.
It's so weird. I mean, there's originally compared this to movies like
it's very much like I did not hit her, I did not. And at this moment in time, she has a very strange 2-layer haircut where she has a short bob and then very long layers. And then for the rest of the movie, she just has the short bob. So I don't know what that's about, but I wrote it down. So she's really upset, and then
she's very upset because she takes a bunch of pills and she ODs.
Oh yeah.
But the dog
saves her. Oh, but before all this happened, somehow this talent scout,
he sees the dog picking out dresses for her at a store. And he's like, "Oh my god!" And for some reason, he's like, "That dog is incredible," even though the dog didn't do anything except like go to dresses. And she was like, "I like that one. You're right."
The dog takes his card. Anyway, so Prince helps her, basically saves her life, and there's a scene in the rain.
From now on, no more men. I'm gonna stay with you. Only you.
They're crying in the rain. She sees Prince and she's hugging him and she's like, "You saved my life. I don't want to be with anyone else. I just want to be with you." She's not at the time saying it like in a weird way. Like she's just basically like, you know, where you're just like, "I just want to hang out with my animals," or whatever.
And also, it's like she's like in a weird place.
She doesn't want to fuck with dudes right now.
She's had like
everyone's annoying.
The mom wanted her to get her tubes tied, and then the other guy's like, "Hey, you have to marry me." To
cover up
that
and then she's getting harassed at work and her mom.
Oh yeah, and then the boss comes in.
Just comes to her house.
Comes to her house and is like drunk, and it's like a real uncomfortable.
And she also has a best friend that really takes advantage of her and like always just like comes to her house and hangs out. She's hugging the dog, and because she was like, "I only want you." Uh-oh, is the spell broken? Because there's the glitter, the fake digital glitter, and then the dog.
Shebang!
You? Who are you? So that must mean his dick's like right there of this man. And she looks up and she's like, "Oh my God." And he's like, "Hi," or whatever. And she was like, "Where's Prince? Where's Prince?" And he goes, "It's me. It's me, Lisa. It's me, your dog." He straight up says, "It's me, your dog."
It's Prince. Lisa.
And hey, I was up in another life. I was cursed to be a dog, but I could be a man. I could be your husband. That's what he says. And so she's like, "Okay." And they go and they have a romantic night. So she immediately hooks up with her dog as a man. He's like a little bit like, "It's me, like, don't freak out, I'm your dog." And she's, instead of being freaked out, she's kind of like, "Oh, hell yeah, like my prayers have been answered now that there's this hunk."
Perfect.
So they go back to her.
You say you're my dog? Great.
Yes.
I already love my dog, so that's perfect.
And they go back to her little green apartment. By the way, you guys, it's important to note that the voiceover for the dog, when we see the dog, is this boisterous kind of like, "Hey, where are all the babes? I just farted, blah, blah, blah." And then when he actually is a human, he's not that voice at all. He's just like,
dude.
"Hey, I'm a romantic guy. I'm kind of stupid, but I want to be your husband." And they're totally different, even though they're supposed to be the same. Just thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Couldn't get over that. They make love, and then when she wakes up, he's a dog next to her, and she's like, "What the whoa." He's like, "I don't know what just happened. I thought the spell was broken." So he has to run back to the magic brook.
Until you learn true love, you can only be a man at night.
Yeah, but like, you're not really in love. You gotta try harder. And he's like,
she keeps adding things, this magic brook. And they're like, "Well, okay, we're gonna make it work." So she basically is having like the best time ever. She just hangs out with her dog during the day, and then she waits, and then she fucks her dog at night when he turns into a man. When he turns into a man. There's a montage, and she's like, he's on a leash, and she's walking him, but then she also throws a ball while she has the leash. Did you notice this? She's like playing with him, and she throws the ball while she has the leash in the street, and then lets go of the leash for the dog to get the ball. That's a way, I guess.
A great dog owner.
No, and then there's like a scene where they're like fighting in the park, and she's just like, "You never listen to me," and it's just like this golden retriever.
What are you thinking about?
I need to put up some walls, okay?
Where they're having breakfast, and then he goes to, which takes forever, and then he goes to eat dog food out of the dog bowl, and she goes like,
dog food.
You eat dog food. And he's like, I'm a dog, stupid.
She eventually introduces him to her mom and her mom's friend as a person at night, dinner at night. Yeah. And there's a super weird shot, a couple shots of, it's like an aerial view of the table they're all sitting at, and they all take bites of their food at the exact same time. Do you remember this? It's so fucking weird. You're gonna have to put it in.
I was like checking out at various points during this movie because it was just like, and I was stone cold sober watching this movie.
Don't know how he did it.
I was reading a book actually in the same time.
You were reading a book?
I'll tell you that.
You're just like, it's just like fucking Moby Dick. You're just like, her best friend barges in, and she's keeping this guy a secret from. She finally introduced to her parents, but she's not introducing to her friend because it's like he's still like half a dog basically. And she busts in. He hides in this closet, or he hides in this weird like zipping wardrobe thing. I don't really know what it is.
There's a weird part too where her friend comes in and she's like starts taking her clothes off, and she's like, "Why are you taking your clothes off?" She's like,
"Get in the shower."
It's raining outside. I'm wet. I'm gonna take a shower.
And it's like, this isn't your fucking house,
and you're
lady.
also like, and I'm also like, who fucking does that? That's weird.
But also like starting to take your clothes off in the hallway of your friend's house to take a shower because it was raining.
Her friend finds her, and then she gets mad at her.
Her reaction is not at all what you would expect.
High and mighty Miss Virgin stuff all these years, and you're just a hypocrite.
You were the precious virgin, and now you're not, and it's like, wait, what?
You're supposed to tell me everything, and now you're doing this with this guy. Who even is this guy? Blah 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 blah. And I was like, did I miss something? Like, were they hooking up? And I was like, no, I don't think they were. And they move into the this office space of their house, and they have this intense like noir blind shadows across their face during this like sobbing fight scene that's so over the top.
Please, you don't understand. I don't understand what, Lisa. I don't understand what.
Yeah, she's like, our friendship is over.
And then like Lisa's crying, and the dude's about to turn into a dog any second or something like that.
Also, meanwhile, the dog is earning money for them
by the talent scout
because he's going there as the dog, and he's calling them as a person and going like, "Hey, I'm leaving this message now.
Just give the money to the dog.
Give the money to the dog." And so the dog starts popping up in commercials, and he
and he keeps trying to tell her not to look.
There's a commercial for like something where he's fighting a ninja.
Prince, is that you?
It's time for you to know.
Where are you going?
I fight crime with ninjas.
Is that how you got hurt?
Because he's trying to hide that he's making money for them.
Because he has to support his family. That's like another thing he says. And it's like, your dog doing this stuff. She's like, it's really important that you come meet my boss and like my coworkers. It's really important for my job for some fucking reason. She's like, it's gonna be fine. It's overcast. The sun's not gonna shine. You're not gonna turn into a dog. And they're like sitting outside, and he's so clearly nervous, as I would be. If I was like, I might turn into a dog at any moment. But of course he turns into a dog.
Dad, Prince just became a dog.
Big deal. I'm Alvin Schwein.
And they get in a big fight.
He like runs off, and she's looking for him or something.
He makes exactly 2 doggy Prozac jokes. He realizes that he was being stupid, and he wants to come back to her.
And he goes back to her, but before he can get there,
he gets hit by a car.
Two dog movies in a row where the dog
we're on a roll.
Killed by a car.
And then it shows this golden retriever with like fake blood on him and everything. It looks kind of sad. He's gone. The love of her life. You can't turn back into a human. Blah 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 blah. And then it says years later.
It says years later. It just doesn't. It doesn't.
I thought it was going to be like 5 years later.
Oh man! She puts a sign out to rent her apartment. Her friend comes by with like a bunch of little kids, and then you go, okay, well, I guess those are her kids or something, right?
They're not.
You know. So she goes upstairs to this apartment. And she's like, oh, this apartment. This whole interaction is weird again too.
Yeah, because she's like, I want to know the apartment. Then she's like, oh my God, you still live here. I was checking out the apartment.
And you're like, but you know this apartment, because your friend either used to or still lives here. Then one of the little kids goes, Grandma, and you go like,
what?
Wait, what?
And then you notice they have like fake gray hair, and I guess this takes place like 30 years later. She has like framed photos of her dog on the wall. And then they're like looking at old photos, and she's just like, you know, Prince would be our age now. And then her friend just goes, oh, no, sweetie, he wouldn't.
His age would count from the year that he died and was reborn. No. Yes.
If he was reincarnated, because that was what they were talking about, I guess, he would be born on the day that he died. And she's like, oh, no. And then the next day, some guy knocks on her door. It's this guy.
It's the guy. It's Prince.
Are you?
Prince. It's Prince.
But with like a different wig, a different colored hair.
Yeah, different colored hair, like red hair. And then he's like, Lisa, it's me. And she's all old.
And then
he gets old.
He gets old.
And it's just like spray paint gray hair. And then they both get young.
And then they're getting married in someone's backyard, and there's no music or sound at all.
But there's some Michael Bay-esque swirling camera movement around them as they kiss, and that's it.
And then it ends.
Love on a Leash.
I'm glad it's over. Thanks to Sarah.
Oh God.
Friday Night Bad Movies for recommending it to us.
I kind of am happy that we watched this just so that I could be like, oh fuck, that's like, you want a real bad movie? A cute drama for every animal lover.
No.
Okay, it's not true. Also, it says it's rated G. That's not true.
It should be at least PG.
I was like, is this better or not? I was hoping this wouldn't be in the children's live action. It's not. It's in comedy. Because there's sex, there's innuendo. There's nothing in here that a child would be like, this is cool. Like, there's literally nothing. Not even the dog stuff's not even cool. And we don't have info on any of the actors or the dog or anything. And I mean, I hope that dog had a good life, and I hope he was treated well on set. How about that? How many paws are you going to give this?
I'm going to give it half a paw.
I'm giving it half a paw as well.
No, it is not good. It's bad.
It's really bad. It's really, really, really bad. If you guys decide to watch this movie, let us know what you think about Love on a Leash, because it almost feels weird because no one else has really seen it.
I think Millionaire Dogs is the only one that's maybe worse. Yeah. It's hard. Yeah, it was a hard watch, and if you are gonna watch this, do it with a group, like do it with some substances in a fun setting.
Don't be alone, stone cold sober, watching Love on a Leash.
Do not at like fucking 10:30 at night. It is not the way to go. Coming up next is a movie that
I was getting another movie out of the Korea section, and then I saw, does it have a dog on the side? Yeah, I saw it has a dog on the spine, so I picked it out. It's called either Poppy or Popey.
우리는 그 강아지에게 뽀삐라고 이름을 붙였다.
돌려. 몸에 힘이 하나도 없네. 돌려.
From what we can tell, it's a documentary about a director who loses his dog after 10 years, and then
he makes a movie.
He makes a movie talking to other dog owners about their relationships with their dogs.
I hope it's nice. You think it's gonna make me cry?
I think it'll make you cry, but it has the potential to be delightful.
I think it should be delightful.
It's him reconciling his loss of his dog.
Yeah, by talking about the joy that other people's dogs bring.
Yeah.
It's sad, but it's not gonna be like devastating.
No, I don't think so. I think it's not about. Yeah, it's not.
I'm not gonna see a wiener dog get like run over by a truck over and over again.
And this is a movie that like has 0 reviews on Letterboxd.
Yeah, weird.
So.
What was the other one we did that had 0 reviews?
Mr.
Doolittle. This joins the ranks.
So anyway, next time we're going to talk about the Korean documentary
Popey.
Shebang!
You! Who are you? That was our episode 42.
Nothing left in the bucket.
Thanks for watching again, and thanks for sharing and liking and commenting and just like being some good pals to us.
Yeah. Don't forget to, for next episode, vote on the Ranch versus Rum.
Oh yeah.
Who won versus it was a
cheering section.
Cheering section versus Drive Me Crazy.
Yeah, we need some more votes. We have a few votes, but we'd like some more.
Send us emails, viva@scarecrow.com.
Yep, come into Scarecrow if you're in the area. Check us out.
Check out our podcast, Scarecrow Radio, and check out Mark Steiner's Soundtrack Cinema.
Got our letterbox list. You can see all the stuff we've talked about, see how many you've seen or what you need to catch up on. We also have a section in the store if you want to check it out. It's probably the most versatile section in the store right now because there's a lot of random shit in here. July 28th, mark your calendar for bingo. Parking lot sale July 9th. Viva Physical Media. Goodbye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.